I-894 westbound the Mitchell interchange to the Hale interchange.
Traffic is sponsored by Hall Mazda Milwaukee. Visit hallmazdamilwaukee.com.
Be our eyes on the road. Report accidents, slowdowns, and road conditions to the WTMJ Hall Volkswagen Traffic Tip Line at 414-238-9329.
Here's your WTMJ 5-day forecast. There is an excessive heat warning in effect today from 1 p.m. to 8 p.m. for Dodge, Jefferson, and Walworth counties. A heat advisory in effect from 1 p.m. to 8 p.m. today for Milwaukee, Racine, Waukesha, Washington, Fond du Lac, and Kenosha counties. It is going to be sunny, hot, and humid today, just a slight chance of a storm. Highs of the 90s, 90 lakeside, 94 inland, but a heat index of 95 to 105. Overnight low tonight, 73. It's going to be warm and humid. Then tomorrow, there's an excessive heat watch in effect for all of southeast Wisconsin, again from 1 p.m. to 8 p.m. Partly cloudy, a chance of a storm on Tuesday, again hot and humid, a high of 92. That heat index 100 to 110 on Tuesday. Partly cloudy Wednesday with a high of 80. Partly cloudy Thursday with a high of 80, but a chance of thunderstorms. And partly cloudy with a chance of storms early Friday, a high of 82. Madison now at 81, 81 in Green Bay, up to 83 in Milwaukee. I'm Connie Weber, Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 10:07.
We like to do things by the numbers. We're all about commerce and community. Welcome to the Upswing, presented by Horicon Bank, the natural choice for all your banking needs. Now for the host that's always on the upswing, Jeff Sherman.
Now, to business, gentlemen.
Good morning, Wisconsin. Good morning, Milwaukee. Happy Monday. Always keeping you updated on trends around commerce and community. That's what we do on the Upswing today. Dave Spano, CEO of Annex Wealth Management, will join as the Dow soars up and down. We'll talk interest rates. We'll talk concert price tickets, CEOs and their importance, and much more. And then Matt Kirkner will join us to highlight how a new report about the state of AI in Wisconsin could impact you and your job. But first, as we do each and every show, two up. EVs are going strong. I've owned an electric car for nearly 8 years now. I love the convenience. I plug it in at home. Go about my day. Super, super convenient. My EVs, though, have always had a gas backup, 2.4 gallon tank, which to fill that at today's prices, I looked at the average gas price for a gallon in Greater Milwaukee. Today is $3.24. Although I'm seeing some prices around the area at like $2.99. So, but if I fill up my 2.4 gallon tank at that price, only sets me back $7.79. A pretty good deal. But this 2.4 gallon gas backup gets me another 70 to 80 miles on my car, which is really nice. But I'm seemingly on trend because I saw this story in the Wall Street Journal this weekend. The plug-in hybrid car starts to win over buyers. Dealers are saying that many more car shoppers who are interested in going electric still want that security of a gas engine. The technology has been on the market for more than a decade, but sales haven't really taken off until recently. Car companies are finding more reasons to offer plug-in hybrids, which could provide another path beyond full EVs to meet the U.S. tailpipe pollution rules. Ford Motor Company just last week said that it canceled plans to go fully electric with a large SUV model, but instead will offer hybrid versions, potentially including plug-ins. The number of plug-in hybrid models on sale in the U.S. has nearly doubled since 2019 to 47, according to automotive research site Edmunds. These include well-known names like Toyota RAV4 offers one, and the Ford Escape compact SUV. Sales of plug-in Jeeps are supported by very aggressive manufacturer discounts up to $12,000 per vehicle. Plus, there's still that $7,500 federal tax credit if vehicles are leased. So, a good option coming from electric, and more people diving into that hybrid model with a plug-in and a gas backup model. In the Sherman household, it has served me well. Next, you might have enjoyed a beer or two this past weekend, but there's a huge trend that maybe we don't see a ton here in the Midwest. NA beer is growing and growing fast. This from London over the weekend in the Telegraph. Non-alcoholic Guinness could one day be more popular than its traditional counterpart. An executive at the brand's parent company, Diageo, said. Anna McDonald, the marketing director at this big drinks giant, has predicted the shift amid a surge in demand for booze-free beer among health-conscious younger drinkers. Guinness, according to the Telegraph, is already seeing this and capitalizing on the trend, having rolled out an alcohol-free version in Britain in 2021. When asked whether the alcohol-free alternative could overtake original Guinness, Miss McDonald said, honestly, I think it's possible. Already the trend for non-alcoholic beer is accelerating more than we thought. Sales of non-alcoholic beers have soared in recent years amid a growing number of people cutting down on booze or ditching it altogether. Miss McDonald added, I think it's probably slightly more pronounced with the younger generation. Health and well-being is a big, big trend. Something to keep an eye on for sure. Another thing to keep an eye on, without a doubt, what's the Fed going to do next? What's the Dow doing today? And is gold back? We'll get these questions answered from Dave Spano, CEO of Annex Wealth Management. This is The Upswing, and you're listening to WTMJ.
Throughout history, some people have been born into greatness because of their name or family. Others gained greatness because of their actions. On Wisconsin's Morning News, we celebrate everyday heroes, the John or Jane Doe who had no idea when they woke up one morning they'd be saving a life. Everyday Heroes, Thursday at 6:40 on Wisconsin's Morning News. Presented by Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living, transforming the culture of care.
Wait now or wait a little longer. You may have just increased your lifetime income by tens of thousands of dollars. That's how Social Security can work for you. The longer you wait, the more money you may get. Deciding when to start taking your Social Security benefits is one of the most important retirement decisions you'll make. Our team at Drake & Associates can show you the options and help make the right decision for your situation. You spent decades paying in. Optimize what comes out. Drake & Associates can help you squeeze every penny out of your Social Security benefits. Claim your free retirement-ready toolkit that has guides on Social Security. To get our complimentary toolkit, call or text SS to 414-409-9982. That's calling or texting SS to 414-409-9982.
Investment advisory services provided by Drake & Associates, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Insurance products are offered through a separate company, Loft Financial Advisory Group, LLC, a Wisconsin insurance agency. Clients are under no obligation to purchase any recommended insurance products.
Your only option is to replace your air conditioner, your boiler, your furnace. Vince Vitrano here for Absolute Comfort, HVAC, and Electrical, talking with the owner, Nicole. How about a second opinion?
Yes, our approach is different than most. We care for your home like it is our own. As owners, we personally come in and provide a variety of options to help you make the best decision for you and your family. So before you do any work, you can get our professional opinion that you can trust.
Absolute Comfort, HVAC, and Electrical, 262-664-9284, yourcomfortguys.com.
Time for a quick look at your coffee and how much it costs. It's the Upswing's Coffee Index.
Black coffee in bed. A stain on my nose. Coffee in bed.
Happy Monday. Welcome back to the Upswing. I'm Jeff Sherman. The WTMJ talking text line is 855-616-1620. We'll get right to the Upswing Coffee Index as National Coffee Month continues. Producer Jaslyn, where'd you stop this morning? Jazz is on the phone. I know. They stopped at Anodyne Coffee on KK in Trowbridge in beautiful Bayview, 12-ounce cup. Jazz has it in the studio. $2.97. Anodyne, by the way. How was your coffee, Jazz?
It was good. I like it when they have a cream and sugar station, so I can add as much as I want.
All right.
It's I don't know. I like it because it's on the way. It's on KK.
Very good. I love it. Anodyne was founded in 1999 by locals, and last June, the founders of Anodyne sold the company to Fairwave Specialty Coffee Collective. So the Milwaukee-based cafe joined 9 other specialty coffee brands under the purview of a collective that's headquartered now in Kansas City, Missouri. Myself, I stopped at the Colectivo. I got a 12-ounce, 10 cents less expensive than Jazz. $2.87 for half regular, half decaf, a little splash of cream. Got me to where I needed. Wonder if Dave Spano had coffee this morning. Dave?
I got to tell you, Jeff, all you fancy people, I went through the Quick Trip. I don't know.
Oh, wow. I love the Quick Trip coffee. But you got to get, it's really good. It's inexpensive, a ton of different varieties. I mean, they do it really well there.
Yeah, there's no question, and of course, there was a couple of coffee joints that I know that, the prices just kept going up, and my friends, they go in and pay $6, $7, and then, of course, have to tip, and then they had to wait.
Yeah.
So they did make some changes, but you go and what's pressuring all of this, and the coffee bean prices, yeah, they're up. There's no question. Bad weather and waits on harvest. There's no question that has been, but the real the bean is only about 10% for the cost of the cup. The rest of this is due to labor and rent and equipment and supply chain. So we are seeing that, but there's just one more example of inflation, right? Yep. Inflation, labor inflation, rent inflation, equipment inflation, all of these things have pushed up our regular cup of Joe. But you can put the squeeze back on. I love that song that you had on the lead-in.
That's great. It's a good way to start the week for sure. So what do we expect from the Fed? Is stock market kind of up and down, kind of almost at a record high for a little bit this morning? But what do we expect from the Fed this morning, especially after Jackson Hole this past weekend?
Yeah, for sure that in Jackson Hole they had suggested that the rate pivot is going to come, and that's September 17th, September 18th. And, we all know that we were at zero interest rate, the ZIRP policy, for a long, long time. And that moved up to the upper bound of 5.5%. Well, I think that has done the job of reducing inflation, removing fiscal stimulus and monetary stimulus at the same time. The fiscal stimulus is running out. But we are probably going to see a quarter-point rate hike unless, I'm sure you saw this, the BLS, the Bureau of Labor Statistics, came out with a BS number. The BLS number was BS because they had 800,000 jobs overstated. And so that could put pressure on unemployment rates. And we've talked about this before. The unemployment rate has gone from 3.4 to 4.3 and obviously likely to go much higher than that. That's going to put on pressure on the Fed. So we'll have to see if there starts to be some chatter about, instead of a quarter-point move, a 50-point move. That's not what the markets are pricing in, but I think you're going to start to see a bunch of talking heads with that chatter.
Okay. I've been monitoring gold prices recently. What do you suggest to clients around investment in gold? I mean, gold goes up as the dollar drops, and obviously with a possible interest rate cut coming. What is your suggestion around gold? My grandparents always used to invest in gold and, give the grandkids a gold bar occasionally. So it was a fun thing. But, there's a lot of volatility there.
Yeah, there really is. I mean, it has done relatively well. And it's just, you can't be a gold bug where you put, 50% of your assets in there, for example. But you're starting to see, and you have been seeing, record buying from institutional investors and central banks alike. Central banks are diversifying away from the U.S. dollar because the U.S. dollar is the world's currency and the reserve currency. And so they look at that, number one. They look at, for example, the debt load we went from in the last approximately 5 years. We've had $5 trillion of debt. And I know that's sometimes hard for people to understand. But the first 230 years of this country, we had $10 trillion. We've added $5 trillion in the last number of years, and that's because of budget deficits and fiscal stimulus. So when people see that, they go, "Wow, there's a large debt load on top of that." So that means, for example, that maybe they should diversify away from the dollar, and the dollar, of course, is getting hurt. So as rates go down, as you pointed out, gold does go up, and so that, as well as geopolitical risk around the world, you see that Obviously, we all know about the geopolitical risk in Ukraine and Israel and perhaps in China. We look at those things, and that does cause some concern. So it is a safety play, no doubt about it, Jeff. But where you do it and how you do it is really important.
All right. When we come back, NVIDIA reports earnings this week. I'm going to get Dave Spano's take on how he advises clients around AI and tech stocks, because coming up later in the show, we'll have the results of a new State of Artificial Intelligence in Wisconsin report. NVIDIA is up 700% since the end of 2022. A lot of blanket enthusiasm around NVIDIA and its CEO. That is coming up next. This is The Upswing. We are presented by Horicon Bank.
The biggest names in the basketball world.
Dame Dollar Lillard.
Having fun and honest conversations.
He puts it in the shoe, right? And sets the tone for brothers and sisters and family.
Every week, Thanasis Adetokounmpo sits down with special guests on The Analysis Show. Presented by Potawatomi Casino Hotel and carbless, ready-to-drink cocktails.
Fantastic.
Find The Analysis Show on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts. And on YouTube by searching The Analysis Show.
Accunet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
This is Chief Anti-Procrastination Officer Brian Wickert. Most homeowners and home shoppers have heard the Federal Reserve will cut rates by 0.25% in mid-September. Well, I have great news. When it comes to mortgage rates, it's like the cut has already happened. That's how markets work, and it means there's no reason to wait to either start or resume your home search, because most 30-year fixed-rate loan scenarios will now have a rate and APR that starts with the number 6 instead of 7-point-something. The already lower mortgage rates also mean the refi window of opportunity is open for folks who bought their homes earlier this year or late last year with a rate in the mid to high 7s. If you can save $1,000 a year in payments and spend less than that in refi loan cost, do it. Accunet can also typically offer a genuine no loan cost refi, which makes lowering your payment a genuine no-brainer. Don't wait. Click on the blue button today for a no-pressure refi checkup or to get started with your rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval. That's ACCUNET.com.
Welcome back to Ask Hasselus.
Who do you support?
We support the right. And the left.
What?
The front and back, too.
I don't understand.
No matter which side you sleep on, we support you. And right now, we're providing extra support.
How's that?
Purchase a new Sealy Posturepedic, Beauty Rest, or Serta Perfect Sleeper through Monday and get a strong, supportive box spring free. Plus, free next-day delivery.
Well, you got my vote.
Find a self-service, employee-free showroom near you at Hasselus.com.
Get everything for your next project at Menards and save big money. Enjoy a good night's sleep for less with a new Serta mattress. Shop today and save big. The better the mattress, the better the savings. Find the perfect mattress that fits your size and firmness needs at Menards. America's #1 home improvement retailer for customer satisfaction, according to J.D. Power. Visit jdpower.com for details and menards.com for deals.
Save big money at Menards.
The Labor Day sale is on at your local running store. Get savings store-wide on all your favorite home, farm, and outdoor gear for fall. Prepare for the hunt with a full line of decoys, ammo, and firearms. Get the jobs you need done with screws from Big Timber and Milwaukee Tools. Get 20% off on Carhartt denim pants and save on a full lineup of clothing and footwear. Pets are always welcome at Runnings. Get savings on the best foods from Nutrisource, Victor, and Hill Science Diet. Runnings now with 80 locations. Go to runnings.com for a store near you.
Welcome back to The Upswing. I'm Jeff Sherman, joined by Dave Spano, CEO of Annex Wealth Management, Monday Market Update, and much more. NVIDIA, the tech giant, reports earnings this week, and for a lot of amateur investors who got in early, the stock's rise has really kind of created some life-changing money. Dave, when you look at NVIDIA and other similar tech stocks, what is your advice for clients around investment in these vehicles?
Well, obviously, as you said, it's life-changing. And, you saw in the Wall Street Journal and this week on CNBC, they show some kid who put in, 20 grand. It's now worth $1 million. And yeah, that's great. And it is life-changing. There's no doubt about it. But, how do we handle it? Of course, it's been up 700% in the last couple of years. But you have to do it in moderation and what percent of your portfolio. Because listen, Jeff, I've been around. I've seen WorldCom and Enron and AIG and Lehman Brothers. So you can't get too deep in it, and that's the reason why. Yes, it's a great story. Some clients have this FOMO, fear of missing out.
Yep.
And they go, "Wow, this guy made that much money on the guy over the fence story," right? But the reason why you want to do that, you want to own some of it. You don't want to have too much of it. Generally, 5% of your portfolio is a generally accepted percentage of your portfolio. So those are the things that we do look at. And if things go bad, you want to say, "All right, I made a bunch of money." But when it goes up 600 and 700%. Take your capital out and play with house money, And so if you put in 25 and it's gone up to 200,000, take your 25 out, put it in something else. And if you want to play with house money, that's another story.
Yeah. Okay. A lot of people give the NVIDIA CEO a ton of the credit. He's obviously very public, very media savvy, makes a ton of appearances, and we're seeing more and more CEOs on LinkedIn tease earnings and use LinkedIn as a platform to highlight their teams and their businesses and kind of what's coming next. What are you seeing in terms of social media use? And just, I don't know, I get the sense that there is this newfound spirit of, the celebrity CEO that's really front and center.
Yeah, there's no question. And we see that. For example, the guy you're talking to right now, he's a self-made celebrity.
Yeah,
that's a joke.
Jensen
It's a
Huang.
joke. No, not me. I was talking about myself.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm just joking. So, CEOs are using that, and they're supposed to be the faces of the company. There's no question, right? And advocates for the firm. But it certainly looks like, it's off-the-cuff stuff, but it clearly is not. These are all produced pieces for reasons, right? These are, there are SEC reports. The SEC watches what you say as well, and you can't mislead. You have to be very careful. But it doesn't hurt for the CEO to go out and promote the company and be the advocate and be the face, but they have to do it with discretion. And remember, these things are choreographed, so don't get too fooled about it. But you did see that, for example, Starbucks stock jumped more than 20% after they took the guy from Chipotle, and Chipotle stock went down. So leadership does matter. There's no question about it. And if they want to use those platforms, that's fine, but as long as it does not mislead the public.
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing other example. Victoria's Secret was up 16% after new CEO. The Gap had almost 8% increase with a new CEO. Really, Disney, when bringing back Bob Iger, had another jump. So a lot of examples out there. But as you said, these are they're tightly packaged and promoted vehicles that are positioned for maximum shareholder wealth, right?
For sure, yeah.
So what's the most you've paid for a concert ticket, Dave?
Well, Summerfest had the Rolling Stones for their anniversary. I think that was 2016, and I think I think I might have paid $650, but I remember a lot of tickets were priced over $100. I can tell you that $1,000. I can tell you this Thursday at Wrigley Field, Pearl Jam will be there, and I will be there. Thankfully, Jamie O'Donoghue is buying my ticket. But it's
nice.
It is Pearl Jam is going to be a great show at Wrigley Field in Chicago. He's a Chicago guy, so that is going to get great demand. But you can see what happened. You can see what happened with Taylor Swift in 2,000, 5,000, just insane numbers. It's all supply and demand, and of course, they have moved away from a lot of selling records to doing concerts, and that is the reason why it's in demand. People want to do it. It's part of the experience.
Yeah, the tickets for Taylor Swift's London shows this past week were selling at more than 8 times face value. So you had a lot of people selling. Still, given that high demand, you had a lot of buyers too, right?
Yeah, that's right. Supply and demand. It seems unfair that some people are doing it, but if they have the capital, God bless them.
All right. Enjoy the show this week and have a wonderful week. Dave Spano, CEO of Annex Wealth Management.
Thank you, my friend.
WTMJ News Time is 10:30. ABC News, local headlines, and the state of AI in the state of Wisconsin is next.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. Former President Donald Trump is tying Vice President Harris to the withdrawal of troops from Afghanistan. He was at Arlington National Cemetery today, marking 3 years since the chaotic withdrawal of troops. 13 were killed on this day 3 years ago when a bomb exploded at the Kabul airport. State of emergency declared in the town of Ketchikan, Alaska, after a massive landslide. Also, new concerns today about a mosquito-borne illness across the country.
The CDC saying West Nile has been detected in more than 30 states. Experts warning rising temperatures and rainfall are boosting the mosquito population, leading to an increased risk for mosquito-borne infections.
That's ABC's Ariel Reshev. Extreme heat in much of the middle part of the country today. Extreme flooding in the Grand Canyon. One hiker was killed over the weekend when she was swept away. Italy launching into a manslaughter charge in the sinking of that luxury yacht off the coast of Sicily. This is ABC News.
News time 10:31. Janesville police still investigating a shooting near the Masonic Center. Happened just before 3 a.m. on Sunday. Officers found multiple windows with bullet holes at the center. A witness reported hearing multiple sets of rounds being fired and saw a man near Milwaukee Street and Sumac Drive. He's described as being about 6 feet tall, thin build, wearing a dark long-sleeve top and dark pants. Nobody was hurt, and so far no arrests. Decision, Wisconsin. Donald Trump coming back to the Badger State. He'll hold a town hall discussion in La Crosse Thursday. It'll be the former president's first trip to Wisconsin since the RNC. His running mate, Ohio Senator J.D. Vance, has been in Wisconsin each of the past 3 weeks. Trump expected to appear at the La Crosse Center around 6 o'clock Thursday evening. How do you stay cool and safe during this excessive heat? City of Milwaukee Health Department recommends limiting physical activity and wearing lightweight, loose-fitting, light-colored clothing. Drink plenty of water throughout the day and avoid consuming caffeinated and alcoholic beverages. Watch for heat exhaustion, which includes heavy sweating, muscle cramps, and weakness. You might have heat stroke if you have an extremely high body temperature without sweating, had a rapid pulse, or confusion. And when this happens, call 911. Time for some news about your money. In the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update, the Dow is up now just 8 points at 41,183. NASDAQ is down 154 at 17,724. S&P 500 is down 19 at 5,615. Get an honest opinion of where you are financially and where you're headed. Work with the fee-only fiduciary. Start at annexwealth.com. Take a look at the roads now with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver traffic. I-94 west at the ramp from 35th Street. The left lane there was closed due to a crash. That has been cleared. No other major delays or problems to report this hour. Your WTMJ 5-day forecast. An excessive heat warning in effect today from 1 to 8 for Dodge, Jefferson, and Walworth counties, and a heat advisory from 1 to 8 today for Milwaukee, Racine, Waukesha, Washington, Fond du Lac, and Kenosha counties. We're looking at highs today: 90 Lakeside, 94 Inland, heat index 95 to 105. Overnight low tonight 73. Then tomorrow, an excessive heat watch in effect for all of southeast Wisconsin, again from 1 to 8. Tuesday, partly cloudy, a chance of storms, hot and humid, a high 92. That heat index 100 to 110. Partly cloudy, 80 on Wednesday. Same for Thursday with a chance of storms that day. Then Friday, partly cloudy, a chance for morning showers or storms at a high of 82. 81 in Madison and Green Bay and 83 in Milwaukee. I'm Connie Weber, Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 1034.
I'm WTMJ's Sandy Max. What makes senior living at Three Pillars so special? Let's hear from Three Pillars resident Lola.
I had seen a lot of retirement places. In a minute, I drove into the driveway coming into Three Pillars. I was sold. The grounds are just beautiful. The management are just incredibly kind people. That mood permeates the atmosphere to me, whether it's the staff, the people that's serving in the restaurant, and the residents themselves. It's just a lot of caring, kind people.
Schedule a tour today at threepillars.org.
An unsuspecting driver at a Milwaukee barbershop.
I got an apprentice here shadowing me. I'm gonna put this hot towel on, man. About a good 3 minutes, all right?
The apprentice is Donald Driver.
So when you come here, you drive?
Yes.
Your car got seatbelts?
Yeah.
You wear them?
No.
Okay, but why not?
I don't want to.
But do you know you can get a ticket for that?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna give you a ticket. Bet you wish you buckle up now.
Oh my God. Donald Driver can't always be there to remind you.
Take it, click it. There we go. Click it or ticket.
And let's reduce fatalities on Wisconsin roadways. Sponsored by Wisconsin DOT.
Hey, it's WTMJ's Steve Scafidi with an announcement about my next WTMJ listener trip. Love these. Fox World Travel has crafted a fantastic itinerary which has special significance for me and you. We'll be visiting the country of my people, yes, Sicily, And to make it even more interesting, we're adding the country of Malta. It's called Sicily and Malta Mosaic, and it's happening in October of 2025 next year. Sicily is a fascinating island with an interesting and unique history. We'll see ancient ruins, charming old towns, sparkling coastlines, archaeological sites, and Europe's tallest active volcano, Mount Etna. And then bonus, we'll head to beautiful Malta, one of the smallest and friendliest countries in the world. My wife Kathy and I would love to have you join us on this special WTMJ listener trip. We've done it before. They're always fun. Join us. To get more information or make a reservation, visit foxroadtravel.com or call 866-GO-FOX-GO. Don't miss out on the early booking discount. Sicily and Malta Mosaic. Call today.
Welcome back to the Upswing. I'm Jeff Sherman. A new report titled The State of Artificial Intelligence in Wisconsin was released last week. Matt Kirkner, host of the Tech Ed podcast and president of Lab Midwest, joins us this morning to discuss the report and much more. So, Matt, first, thanks for taking the time. Thanks for being here.
Great to be with you, Jeff, as always.
Yes.
And, it's good to be back. Thanks.
So, from a consumer and everyday person, I'm still kind of trying to get my arms around, like, how to best talk about AI. And you can correct me if I'm wrong. I'm kind of locking in as AI as a means, not an end. But most importantly, it's an economic driver no matter how you look at it.
That's exactly right. It's a tool that we can use in all facets of our life and work to make us more efficient, to make the product of our work better quality. And so there's no particular definition, but there's no question but that you're right about the economic driver. And we look at several studies that have been done, one in particular by two researchers at MIT that found that when we use, in this case, generative AI or ChatGPT, we become 37% more efficient in the work that we're doing. The quality of our work improves, and because we're not spending time doing some of those mundane tasks that aren't so interesting, the interest and the satisfaction of our work and our satisfaction in our work actually improves as well. So there's no question but that it helps us be more efficient in the same sense that manufacturing became more efficient with automation. Agriculture, certainly we can produce more food with less resources, more sustainability. The same is going to be true in terms of AI, and it will help drive prices down. It'll help drive our economy forward. So I think your definition is spot on.
I want to get to a platform that you suggest that I should use in my everyday life in terms of business development and sales. We'll do that in a minute. But first, give an overview of the report and the data and who you talked to about this report.
Absolutely. So I collaborated with my colleagues Melissa Martin, Hannah Hart, and Ben Bremer, and we surveyed and talked with business leaders across the state of Wisconsin all summer long, asking them about how AI was disrupting the world of work, what their plans were to implement it, how they were upskilling their employees, what types of projects they had already implemented, how they were collaborating, for instance, with their local educators on artificial intelligence. So we gathered a bunch of information over the course of the summer. The whole idea was we want to drive AI forward in Wisconsin. Wisconsin can and is already a leader in many ways in artificial intelligence. We wanted to raise the level of dialogue, gather some information about where exactly our workforce and our employers are with regard to artificial intelligence, and then make several recommendations, 9 of them altogether, in terms of what our public policymakers, what our businesses, and what our educators can do as Wisconsin becomes this focal point of artificial intelligence.
Are business leaders scared of job cuts on both the manufacturing and maybe the professional services side?
Yeah, great question. What we found from the individuals that responded was that they expect very little changes to overall employment as a result of artificial intelligence. Very few said that they were increasing staffing because of AI, but even fewer said that they had any plans to reduce staffing. So that's really good news for the Wisconsin worker, of course. But what they do expect, Jeff, is a disruption in the world of work. We're going to see that our jobs are going to change a little bit. And as we automate or use generative artificial intelligence at work, the truth of the matter is that our work is going to become more interesting to us. In many cases, it will become better paying. Those are great opportunities, but it comes with it an obligation and a responsibility to upskill the next generation of AI talent here in the state of Wisconsin, and that was a key focus of the report as well.
Matt Kirkner from the Tech Ed podcast joins us. Matt is also on the Wisconsin Legislature Study Committee for AI. When we come back, we'll talk about potential regulations that are being considered and how they might impact both the consumers and businesses in the state of Wisconsin. This is The Upswing. We are presented by Horicon Bank.
For over a century, local broadcasting has evolved with the needs of the community. We move past the stigmas of opinion journalism and bring the most relevant news online, on air, and on the go. You have trusted us with your news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Trust us to keep moving with you. Text radio to 52886 and tell Congress local broadcasting is here to stay.
Hi, this is WTMJ's Jeff Sherman with a few words about my good friends at Horicon Bank. For more than 125 years, Horicon Bank has built a foundation of beneficial relationships with their customers, now serving the greater Milwaukee area with branches in Wauwatosa, that's my hometown, it's where I grew up, New Berlin, Menominee Falls, and Grafton. Horicon Bank is eternally linked to the growth and prosperity of the families and businesses in our community. Together, doing good. That's Horicon Bank's vision for all of your commercial and personal banking needs. Horicon Bank truly is the natural choice. Member FDIC.
Driving under the influence of marijuana is illegal, and law enforcement officers can tell if you're driving high. If you feel different, you drive different. Drive high, get a DUI. Paid for by NHTSA.
Don't think twice. Call Geis. Since 1955, Geis has been the trusted garage authority in Wisconsin. Hey, don't let a busted garage door get you down. Call my friends at Geis today. With brands like CHI and LiftMaster, they have doors for every budget. They'll even build custom designs to meet your exact needs. For swift and reliable garage repair solutions, go to geisdoors.com. You can also visit their amazing showroom in Brookfield featuring hundreds of doors and openers and their custom design room.
Don't think twice. Call Geis.
These days, there are Books of the Month clubs, Jelly of the Month clubs, and even a Sock of the Month club. But they can't beat our club. You can sign up for clubs delivering cheese, cigars, bacon, and bow ties. But do any of those clubs provide comfort? Okay, maybe the bacon. But no other club achieves the level of monthly comfort produced by Club 1717 from Mr. Howland's Home Services. The Jerky of the Month Club can't offer guaranteed 2-day priority service and same-day emergency service on heating and air and plumbing and electrical work. The Mustache of the Month Club doesn't give you discounts on repairs and new equipment. And the Nuts of the Month Club won't perform biannual precision tune-ups and safety checks on your equipment. But we do. Join Club 1717 for just $17.17 a month. Call 866-992-1717 or visit MrHowlandsHomeservices.com. Want to join the coolest club in town? We can help.
Stay and play in Lake Geneva, the Midwest's premier golf destination. With 10 challenging courses for all abilities and skill levels, breathtaking views, crystal clear lakes, and rolling fairways. Enjoy an all-inclusive golf getaway with luxurious lodging, distinctive dining, and a relaxing spa. Plan a group golf outing, a corporate event, or a weekend getaway with friends or family. For course information and more, go to visitlakegeneva.com. Lake Geneva. It's always been the place for legendary golf.
Welcome back to The Upswing, talking with Matt Kirkner from the Tech Ed Podcast and Lab Midwest. A new report out details the state of AI in the state of Wisconsin. First, Matt, where can people get all the findings and the data in the report?
Yeah, the full 40-page report, Jeff, is available at techedpodcast.com. That's TECHED podcast.com. If you're on your phone, just click the little 3-line hamburger, and it'll come down with an option. And on a PC, you'll see it right at the top of the homepage.
Love those hamburger menus.
Right.
Very efficient. So you are on the Wisconsin Legislators Study Committee on AI. I'm guessing that's a mix of politicians and business leaders. And what do you hope to accomplish there, especially around potential kind of guardrails for AI moving forward in the state?
For sure. Well, first, thanks to Senator Julian Bradley and to the Joint Legislative Council. It's an honor to be able to serve on that committee. As you probably know, Jeff, the state legislature convenes these committees to inform itself about topics of interest in Wisconsin. Certainly AI is near the top of the list, and so on a nonpartisan basis to just hear from subject matter experts. There's 12 of us that serve on that committee, 4 members of the state legislature, and 8 additional people from all walks of life, but all of us doing our own thing in artificial intelligence. The goal is to just make sure that the legislature is fully informed as they think about legislation and future guardrails, as you suggest, around artificial intelligence. I certainly don't speak for the committee, but speaking as an individual, there's lots and lots of discussion in the world of AI around how do we regulate some of these things. There's all kinds of permutations you could consider. People using artificial intelligence to, for instance, develop an image that may not be real, but it looks real. And maybe if it depicts a person who is real in a situation that isn't, obviously all kinds of challenges around that. We can think about whether the state legislature should be considering any monitoring of artificial intelligence in terms of high-risk activities and so on, the possibility that AI can do what they call hallucinate and actually create content that isn't real and isn't accurate but looks as if it is. So those are the kinds of things, and it's possible that the committee recommends that no regulation is appropriate. So I'm really looking forward to being a part of it. It's still in its infancy. We're having our second meeting this week.
All right, very good. So how does Wisconsin rank if you compare and contrast with other Midwestern states in terms of our integration into AI? I know you travel a lot, speak nationally and internationally. What are you seeing in terms of Wisconsin? Are we a leader?
We are indeed a leader, and if you look at all of the ways in which we're leading, we had the first baccalaureate degree in AI here in the state of Wisconsin at the Milwaukee School of Engineering. We think about what's going on at Waukesha County Technical College, where they've got associate degrees and certificates in artificial intelligence, opening up a new center for applied AI this fall. You think about the incredible work happening at the Whitehall School District, where they created this really interactive format for students to understand how artificially intelligent systems work. Super interactive environment for those students. I was just at the grand opening last week. Lots and lots of great things happening around artificial intelligence here in the state of Wisconsin. I don't want to leave out the Connected Systems Institute either, that's working on some really interesting projects of how we drive the state forward. So I would say we're leading. The rest of the world is looking to us as an innovator, and certainly with our concentration of advanced manufacturing and the research and development and innovation that happens in that space, we have the opportunity to lead the country in artificial intelligence. That's a big reason that we're doing the work that we're doing.
And obviously Microsoft's investment, $3.3 billion, state-of-the-art data center in Wisconsin and Pleasant Prairie. You talked with Mary Snapp, Vice President of Strategic Initiatives, recently. What did you learn from Mary?
We did. Mary is awesome. She was on the podcast. That episode dropped last week, and we talked all about Microsoft's huge partnership. I mean, $3.3 billion. You just can't overstate the incredible impact that's going to have on our state. Partnerships with Gateway Technical College, with the UWM CSI that I already mentioned, Titletown Tech in Green Bay, the Green Bay Packers involved. We're educating a new generation of people around artificial intelligence, and Microsoft is taking the lead on that. Mary talked all about their perception that Wisconsin, with our concentration of advanced manufacturing, with the ways that we're innovating in artificial intelligence already, can and is going to be a leader in artificial intelligence. That's the reason for their huge, huge investment. Wisconsinites should be really thankful for this opportunity, and it is going to create a great economic driver here in the state.
Very good. Matt Kirkner from the Tech Ed Media Group, new report, The State of AI in the State of Wisconsin. I appreciate you taking time out of your morning, Matt.
Always a pleasure, Jeff. Great to be with you.
Another big project in the state, I-94's expansion, $1.75 billion. How much will a diamond interchange divert funds and save you some driving time? We'll talk about that next. This is the Upswing. We are presented by Horicon Bank.
Hey, WTMJ's Eric Vilstead here, reminding you to subscribe to the Wisconsin's Morning News Podcast. We update it every day with every interview, every segment, every bit we do on the show.
Wait, we don't do bits on the show.
We're thrilled to have the one and only Will Pounder.
I don't know what that means.
Labeled or known as being a big baguette.
All right, maybe we do some bits.
Be sure you subscribe to the Wisconsin's Morning News Podcast, presented by Tri-County Contracting.
AccuNet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
This is Chief Anti-Procrastination Officer Brian Wickert. Most homeowners and home shoppers have heard the Federal Reserve will cut rates by 0.25% in mid-September. Well, I have great news. When it comes to mortgage rates, it's like the cut has already happened. That's how markets work, and it means there's no reason to wait to either start or resume your home search because most 30-year fixed-rate loan scenarios will now have a rate and APR that starts with the number 6 instead of 7-point-something. The already lower mortgage rates also mean the refi window of opportunity is open for folks who bought their homes earlier this year or late last year with a rate in the mid to high 7s. If you can save $1,000 a year in payments and spend less than that in refi loan cost, do it. AccuNet can also typically offer a genuine no loan cost refi, which makes lowering your payment a genuine no-brainer. Don't wait. Click on the blue button today for a no-pressure refi checkup or to get started with your rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval. That's ACCUNET.com.
The Parker bedroom is Penny Mustard's most popular Louis Philippe-inspired design. Louis who?
He was the King of France.
Ooh la la. Actually, King Louis Philippe wasn't as flashy as his predecessors.
He wasn't into formal robes or ornate ceremonies.
In the same way, the Parker bedroom's look is classic, not extravagant.
That's why the Parker is so remarkable.
Solid construction.
Full extension drawer glides.
Drawer bottom strong enough to stand on.
And hidden storage compartments in every piece.
That's the Parker bedroom at Penny Mustard.
You know, I love France.
Really?
Especially the fries.
Oh.
And the toast.
Well.
Not to mention poodles, braids, and onion soup.
Wow.
Do you like France?
Oui, oui.
Oh, sure. Down the hall, second door on the right.
The Parker bedroom, starting at just $280 a month with only 1 penny down and no interest till September of 2027 through September 8th at Penny Mustard.
Showrooms in Milwaukee and Chicago.
PennyMustard.com.
Better versions of what people want.
Penny Mustard Furnishing.
Everybody knows if it's summer season, it's festival season. And Potawatomi has the winningest one, WinFest. You could make it an awesome August with a share of $500,000. Play with your rewards card for entries. Hourly drawings every Thursday from 5 to 8 p.m. $25,000 in cash and prizes each drawing. It's the $500,000 WinFest. Get in on the fun. Only at Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee. More info at pacebig.com. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Welcome back to the Upswing. I'm Jeff Sherman. Interstate I-94 is set for a $1.75 billion facelift. We can argue all day long about, hey, is it needed? Is it not needed? Maybe not everyone's on board. Actually, just last week, neighbors and environmental groups filed a federal lawsuit claiming that the plan overlooks environmental health risks and the need for public transportation. As these things do, it will all get worked out. The rebuild will feature something that many area drivers likely have never seen. No matter how it all comes together, they've never seen or experienced an interchange which involves driving on a road's opposite side. Fact is, it could save the entire project up to $90 million in costs and use a whole lot less space. If you thought roundabouts and zipper merges were interesting, well, wait till you get a load of the new type of interchange. This month's Driver's Ed, where Debbie introduces you to the diverging diamond interchange. Debbie?
They may be your girl's best friend, but coming soon, folks behind the wheel are going to need to get used to a new way of getting on or off a freeway. It's called the Diverging Diamond Interchange, and we're not talking about bling. Whenever there's talk about new traffic patterns, there's bound to be a little pushback. But before you get worried, let's get a primer on what exactly a DDI is.
It's sometimes called a double crossover diamond interchange. It's where traffic on the cross street actually moves over to the left-hand side of that road to allow for free left turns basically onto the freeway or onto the main road, which in our case is Interstate 94, and then you have the secondary roadway, which is State Trunk Highway 175 or Brewers Boulevard.
The DOT's Bill Moore says it's one of the safer ways of getting on or off a freeway.
You're not crossing in front of traffic for that left turning movement, and that's the safety feature. You're not making this left turn movement in front of traffic where you could get a T-bone or some sort of other crash.
Basically, instead of there being 2 stoplights you have to go through to cross a major freeway, there will only be 1, and getting on the freeway should be a breeze without having to cross oncoming traffic. So this is what you'll see.
You will come to an intersection, and there will be stop and go lights there. If it's red, you'll stop. You'll see traffic from your right crossing in front of you while you're stopped. And when the light changes to green, you'll go right through that intersection. If you want to get, say, go westbound, you'll be in the left lane, and you'll just automatically take that lane and go right onto the ramp, right to the freeway. You'll see signage. So you're going to see above all the lanes signage saying what lane to be in for what movement you want. If you're going to want to take the left to go westbound on I-94, it'll say be in that lane. The right-hand movement is exactly the same as a regular diamond interchange.
Fancy seeing one for yourself? Well, there is one under construction on Brown Deer Road over I-43, but that's not complete yet. There is one in Janesville at I-3990 and Wisconsin 26, also known as the Milton Avenue Interchange. And how do they choose what type of interchange goes where? They'd use this type for any interchange where there's a heavy left-hand turn movement, but it's not perfect for every spot.
What our traffic operations analysis personnel do is they look at all different types of interchanges. You have the diamond, you have the diverging diamond, you have a single point urban interchange, you have free flow ramp interchanges.
And don't forget everybody's favorite, the roundabout.
Hooray!
In the midst of the whole I-94 corridor redo encompassing the area between 16th and 70th Streets, not only are they trying to widen the freeway to be better able to handle the heavier traffic volume, but also converting the stadium interchange from a full freeway-to-freeway system interchange.
This interchange, when we're done, will be more like a service interchange, i.e. a local road with the main line being the interstate.
If you're like me and you do better visualizing it with a picture, head over to our website, WTMJ.com, and we have pictures and videos to show you how it's done. Debbie Lozica, WTMJ News.
Thank you, Debbie. Something to keep an eye on, the dollars and cents and decisions around the Diamond Interchange. Tomorrow on the show, back to school and more in one local restaurant, doing a big back-to-school supplies drive. Wisconsin's Midday News is coming up next. Enjoy the rest of your Monday.
Welcome to The Knowledge Brokers, weekly feature covering the dynamics of the insurance market and how it affects Wisconsin businesses and folks who live here. Sponsored by the original Knowledge Broker, R&R Insurance. Joining us today, Jeff Salazinski, Vice President of Insurance Operations.
Hi, Vince. Great to be here.
So last time, Jeff, we were talking about insurance programs that have gaps or they're not properly designed and how that can trigger a devastating financial loss for a business. You call that balance sheet events. What are some of the common mistakes you see businesses making?
Vince, contracts are a big concern. Just the other day, we were with a new prospective client, and the owners were concerned they had issues with the contracts they were signing and the